Hey everyone, this is Contact to Close version 2. Before we begin, I'm going to set up the scenario. Today we're going to make pretend that we are going on a listing appointment for the sellers Donald and Daisy Duck, and they're looking to sell their property at 3 Duck Lane in West Islip, New York. Just trying to stay with the duck theme so that way, I don't know, staying with the duck theme, okay? So we're going to go on our listing appointment to see if we can get this listing. However, we should probably put them in our database because they've shown an interest in possibly selling their home. My suggestion is whenever you meet someone who is looking to buy or sell, whether it's now or maybe 6 months from now, or they've shown an interest in wanting to buy or sell, I would highly suggest you put them into your database and create an opportunity for them so that way they stay top of mind. So let's put Donald and Daisy into our database. So you're going to go to agent.kw.com and log into Command. And then we're going to click on the red square in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go to Contacts. So let's put them in our contact database. All the way on the right side, we're going to click on Add Contact. Full name, so we're going to put in Donald Duck. Right underneath it says Add Relationship. So Donald and Daisy are a couple, so let's add the relationship. You see here it says spouse. There is a drop down with other types of relationships, but for now we're going to leave it as spouse. We're going to type in Daisy Duck and click Add. This will add Daisy Duck to our database. However, anything that we put in for Donald does not get carried over to Daisy. So you will need to pull Daisy up and edit her contact and then put in the information. So primary email address for Donald Duck is donaldduck@gmail. For this video purpose, I'm not going to fill out anything else, take up too much time, but you can fill out as much or as little as you want. It's best for you to put in as much as you can. There is this bottom thing that says add more information, which we're going to click on, and then click on add additional contact information. Scroll down and there's a place here for their primary address. So we're going to put in the 3 Duck Lane, and as you start typing, there are suggestions that pop up. So it's the first one, West Islip, New York. So we're going to click on that. You can enter the social media profiles if you want. There's an About section for home anniversaries and birthdays. And then there's a custom area where you can add custom fields. So we're going to go ahead and click on Create at the bottom. And he's added to your database. So now I'm going to do in the search bar, I'm just going to search Duck. So here's Daisy and here's Donald, and you see Daisy has no information here. So I'm just going to open her up, and I like to call this a contact card. So to the right of Daisy Duck, you'll see the pencil here, which is your edit. So we're going to click on that. We're just going to put in her email address. So we're going to put in daisyduck@gmail.com. And then obviously if you're doing this for a client or a potential client, you'll want to put more information in there. So we're going to click Save. So now they've both been updated, I should say, and added to your database. So we just heard back now that congratulations, they've decided to hire you to list their property. So we're going to go to the red square, click on it, and we're going to click on Opportunities. An opportunity is a transaction. So you will have an opportunity for every single transaction that you do. So for leases, you'll see here, this is your sales pipeline. So you have your listings, your buyers, and your leases. It's kind of like the carnival where you have the horse, going down the way to the end. So our goal is to get from cultivate stage all the way down to closed. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an opportunity. So in the upper right hand corner, click on Create Opportunity, and here we're going to fill out this information. So opportunity type, this is very important. If I click down, you'll see there's one for listing, buyer, landlord and tenant. If you have a rental listing, you would not select listing. You would select landlord. And the reason why that's important is because if you put the rental listing as a listing, you will not be able to change it after you've created the opportunity. So you would have to archive the opportunity and start all over again. So just make sure you click the proper one. So we are doing a listing right now. The owner would be your name. Client. So we're going to click in here. We're going to start typing in Donald, and he's going to pop up. Here he is. Select it. Now when I click on co-seller, because I associated Daisy with Donald, she will come up, and I just have to select her. So I'm going to select Daisy Duck. Opportunity name. For every single transaction or opportunity that you do, the opportunity name should be the address of the property of purchase or sale. So obviously for a listing, you do know what the address is, so you can put that in. For a buyer, you're not going to know until you get the accepted offer and actually go into contract what property they're going for. So at that time, you can go in, edit the opportunity, and you want to change the opportunity name to the address of the property. So make sure you do that. The other information here is not needed, so custom tags. You can put in estimated closing date. Well, we do want to put in the listing price because we know we're going to list it at $605. And then to the right here, you have commission rate. So if you have a listing agreement and it's going to be 5% or 6%, you would not put that here. What you want to put here is what your commission is going to be. So how much am I getting? Excuse me. So if a 5%, maybe I'll get 2.5%. So if I were to represent both sides, I would have to do a buyer opportunity as well, and in that it would be 2.5%. Excuse me. So it would be just your side only. The opportunity phases and opportunity stages, you can change here manually if you'd like, or I'll show you how to change it the other way. So you can come in here and change it. And we're going to click create. It's going to bring you here, but I'm going to go back a sec. So above this name, 3 Duck Lane, I'm going to click on Sales Pipeline. So I just want to show you something. So I added a listing in the cultivating stage here. So I have 2 because I have another one, but you would have 1 here if you don't have any others in this stage. And what I was saying before is when you meet someone who's looking to buy or sell and have expressed an interest in doing that, you want to create an opportunity for them because they will stay in your cultivate stage. And every time you come to your sales pipeline, you'll have a number here with the amount of people that you've spoken to that have shown an interest. And what it does is it kind of, it's in your face there. So you're looking at it and you're like, oh wow, I have people in there. So if I click on this little circle, you will see your potential people who are thinking of selling. This is in the listing section. So these people are interested in selling or possibly selling. So it'll remind you to reach out to them and say, hey, are you ready yet? Or whatever you want to say to them. So you can call them. So we're going to work with the 3 Duck Lane. So we're going to click on it. I'm going to back it up 1 second. So I'm going to click back on the sales pipeline here. So what I showed you before where you can change the different stages, you can also change the stages here. So if you click on the card, you can move it in between cards. I can move it into appointment. I can move it into active. If you see active right now, the box is white. And if I put this over it, it turns to like a pale teal color. So that means I can drop it and it'll be in there. So that's what that's for. within the opportunity stages, there are these little percentages, and that just tells you as you move it through. At this stage, I have a 5% chance of closing this property. And I move it here, I have a 7% chance and a 10% chance. And what it does is based on the purchase price and not the purchase price, but the list price and the commission that you've put in, it calculates how much of a commission you would make. And at the bottom here, it will tell you what your potential commission would be and what your probable based on this percentage would be. So it kind of eggs you on that you want to like make sure you try to get it to closed, so that way you make that money. So I'm going to click on Three Duck Lane to open up the card. Close this. This is all the details of your property listing here, and the left side is everything that we put in when we created the opportunity. So you can always click on this pencil, and it will allow you to edit this information. What we do definitely have to fill out is this property section here. So let's click on the pencil, and then select the country, and then I'm going to start typing in the address again, and here it is. And then I'm going to click Save. So what it did is it like spun around and then it popped it right here. I don't believe you can finish the process unless you fill out this information, because this kind of ties it to KWLS. If you click on it, it won't do anything. It'll just show you this part. But it does connect it with something that's on the MLS. So you want to make sure you fill out this portion. So now we're going to click on the seller profile. This tab just shows you if your clients have downloaded your KW app. So here, app association, and they're not registered. So shame on Donald and Daisy. So now we're going to click on the document section. This is where we are going to go into DocuSign. So DocuSign, you access it through documents within your client's opportunity. So this shows all the possible documents that you may or may not need for this transaction. Some are conditionally required, optional. This includes Connecticut, Mid-Hudson, and One Key. So everything's in here. On the left side, it says listed, under contract, and closed. These are just the different phases of the transaction where you need to submit paperwork to the office. So listed, once you have a listing, you can upload the documents here as you get them, and don't submit it until you have everything. So that's one thing that you can do. And also, in the different stages, if you already uploaded it, a document within the listed section and it asks for it again in the under contract or closed, you don't have to upload it again because you already submitted it. So listed, once you have your property listed on the MLS, you should upload your paperwork to the office within 24 hours. The same as the MLS. When you put it on the MLS, you have to upload your exclusive to the MLS within 24 hours. So you want to make sure you upload this paperwork to the office within 24 hours. Same thing with under contract. As soon as you go under contract, you want to upload the necessary paperwork to the office within 24 hours. And then the same thing with closed. Please do not wait until you are closed to go through all of these steps. It's frustrating for the office, and it will it will cause you to wait for your commission a little bit longer because you're submitting everything at the same time. So you need to make sure you submit things in a timely fashion, so that way when you do close and you get that commission check, everything will be in order, and it will allow the office to process your commission quicker. So you want to make sure you do that. So let's go to listed, and now Donald and Daisy told us to send us the listing documents through DocuSign. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you how to send it electronically to them for signature. So on the right-hand side, you're going to see Start a Transaction here. I see Start a Transaction because this is the first time I am going to DocuSign for this particular opportunity. If you go in there and then you have to go back in there again, it will say Go to Transaction. So Go to Transaction means you've already been into DocuSign for this client. So let's click on Start a Transaction. And it's going to bring you to the sign in for DocuSign. Oops. And then you got to put in your password and log in. Did I not do that? Oh, I got a verification code. I forgot I cleared my cookies. So I need a verification code. Confirm. Okay. So now DocuSign brings you into a room. So this is the room, and then upper left-hand corner you'll see 3 Duck Lane. So it pulls in the address from Command into here. The very first place you want to start with when you go to DocuSign, you'll see up here there are these little tabs. We're going to click on Details in the left side. So click on Details. Always start with Details. So from Command, it pulled in the opportunity name, which is right here. It's a list side, and here's Northern Westchester. Now there's some other information we have to fill in here, so in order to do so, we have to click on the Edit button in the upper right-hand corner. So click on Edit. I'm going to scroll down. You can fill out as much as you want or as little as you want, but you do need to fill out these areas that say Require for closing. So I'm going to put in the address again, and you would think that it would carry over, but for some reason it doesn't. And then we'll just do this. New York, and it's 11795. So that's all I'm going to fill out here. You can put in year built for the lead disclosure if you need a lead disclosure. So I'm going to put in, I don't know, 1905. Let's see if it carries over. So the rest of the stuff you don't have to fill out, which is on the left side, but on the right side here, you want to make sure this gets pulled from Command, so you want to make sure it's correct and everything's filled out. So seller 1 is Donald. I did not put a phone number in for him, so I'm going to take that out. But obviously, if this was a real transaction, you would fill out whatever you can here. Make sure there's an email address, and then scroll down. Here's Daisy Duck. I'm just going to get rid of that. Here's Daisy Duck's email, and then you're going to see, so you have seller 1, seller 2, listing agent 1 and 2. So if you're co-listing, then you'll have buyer 1, buyer 2, and then buyer's agent 1 and 2. So listing agent will be yourself. You can fill out all this information, but I'm going to leave it as is for now. My email address is in there, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I'm going to say that's good. So don't just click on the next step. You want to click on Save. Always click Save here, because if you don't, then you don't save it. So bottom right, click on the blue Save. It will say the room has been updated. Now we can go into Documents. So we're going to click on Documents. This is where we're going to pull in the documents that we need to send to our clients. So we're going to click on Add. Computer is if you have paperwork on your computer that you want to add signatures to, you can search for the documents under Computer. So we're going to select DocuSign Forms. And if it's the first time you're going into DocuSign, you might have a little bit different square here, box here. But on the bottom right, there are some words that say something like click to continue or something like that. Just click on that, and then there should be something here. Just click on the little X, and then you'll be here. So we're going to click on Select Library. And you'll see there's different areas that we can pull documents from. So we have Connecticut here, Connecticut Association of Realtors. We got Smart MLS. We have HGAR, KW 673 as our office, Mid-Hudson, NYSAR, and OneKey. So let's start with the office first. So KW 673, and I'm going to grab the lead disclosure. Here's a lead disclosure, so I'm going to click on the circle here. This is all that's on there for now, so I don't need any other documents, and I'm going to click Add. And it's going to pull the document into the room right here. Now I'm going to click Add again and go to DocuSign Forms, and I'm going to pull the other documents in. I'm going to click on the forms, and I'm going to click on NISAR. I'm not going to pull in all the documents, but the main documents I'm going to pull in. So in the Forms Finder area here, which is the search bar, I'm just going to start typing Agency Disclosure. That way it pops up here, Seller. So I'm going to click here. It's going to say one form selected. You don't want to click Add because you can continue searching. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to change it to Fair for fair housing. Here's Seller. I'm going to click on that. It'll say 2 forms selected. Now I'm going to go like this and pull in the COVID. So here is the COVID Phase 2 disclosure. Click on that. You will have 3 forms selected, and that's all I'm going to select for this video, but you would do the same thing for if there were any other documents required for NISAR. So click on Add, and now I will have 4 documents within my room. I'm going to click on Add one more time, go to DocuSign Forms, and I want to click on this drop down and go to one key because I want to pull in the exclusive. So I'm going to go to Forms Finder here, the search bar, and I'm going to type in exclusive, and then I'm going to look down for exclusive right to sell agreement right there, and I'm going to click Add. So for this video, that's all I'm going to put in there, just the 5 documents. So at this stage, you're not going to see the signature section. So don't get worried if you don't see the signatures because you're not supposed to. So what we want to do now is we want to click on every single document, and DocuSign has it set up so that way we can start typing in and filling in some of the forms. So let's pull up the first one, and this is the lead disclosure. So you want to make sure you pull up every single document to make sure everything is correct, because sometimes it does pull in incorrect information, so you just want to double check. So here, this looks good, has the address, the year built, and Donald and Daisy's their names, I mean. Then you have seller disclosure. Obviously, this is something you can click on, but it's not going to carry over to the next screen. But you are not the seller, so we're going to not fill this out. But we are going to add checkboxes here at the final stage. Scroll down. This form, the only other thing it requires is signatures and initials. So we're going to add that on at the final step. So we're going to click on Save and Close. We're done with this document for now. Now we're going to click on COVID-19. And we're going to scroll down. And you'll see here, it didn't pull in their names here. It didn't pull in anything. So I'm going to click on here. I think this is because this is a document that was added in after the fact. So I don't think DocuSign has it all synced in. So here's Donald and Daisy. Name of licensee would be yourself. And then the brokerage firm name is our office name. So you want to make sure you put in Keller Williams Realty Partners. So this form looks good. Aside from the signatures, we're going to click on Save and Close. The next document is Fair Housing. Click on that. I'm going to scroll down. And this looks good. That looks good. That looks good. So this one's good. Save and Close. The seller agency disclosure. See, it's not that bad. Now we're going to scroll down. It's my name, Keller Williams Realty Partners. We're going to click on seller, seller's agent, and advanced dual consent. And then I'm going to take my name out of here because that's if we're doing designated sales agent. And then I'm going to click on we because there's 2 people. And I'm going to click on sellers. And this document is good. Save and close. So you would just fill it out as you normally would. And then the same thing, the last one is exclusive right. I'm not going to fill this out in its entirety because you can do that. So here we have everything. I am going to put in the purchase price, which would be $605. And then the dates. So the date would be today. And then you can do 6 months, 3 months, however long you do it. I'm just going to do it for August 30th, 21. Okay, here, I'm just pointing out some things that you should know. So One Key added this extra spot, and this is where you would enter the date that you plan on putting it on the MLS. So obviously, if you have it signed today, you're not going to put it on the MLS today or within 24 hours. So this allows you to cover your behind as far as not getting a fine with One Key or HGAR. So we can put in any date here. So I'm just going to put in March 5th. And what you want to do is this is like an actual date. So you're saying March 5th it's going on. So to get around that, because things can happen, so maybe you're doing photos and you had to reschedule the appointment, or they're doing repairs or anything like that, there is something we can put in down here, additional points, that we'll get to in a second. But we're going to put that there, and then here, amount of compensation, I'm just going to put 5 and then 2.5, and that's all I'm going to fill out for this. So scroll down. Obviously, you would fill out all the other information. And here, additional points, I would normally put to be on MLS, on or about 3/5/21, when pic photos are completed as per seller. So that means you're not sticking to this exact date, but you're telling them on or about. So you're giving yourself a little bit of leeway, in case something comes up and you're not able to put it on that date. So this will cover you, so make sure you put that in. And then you scroll down and just signatures need to be here. What I am going to do is I'm going to get rid of this just to show you, because I'm going to make pretend that I wanted to put this in, but I forgot to. I'm going to show you on the last step how to add it in at that point. So I'm going to click on Save and Close. So now we're good with all our documents. We put in we filled it out as we'd like. And we're going to click on, underneath the word Add, you'll see it says Select All. And if you notice over here, there's nothing here. Once I click on Select All, you're going to see a little bar with icons on it. So I'm going to click Select All. Oh, it wasn't over here, it was here. So Select All. So here you go. We're going to click on this pen. It says Create Envelope. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure all of our documents that we want to send or put in the envelope for our clients is selected. And we're going to click on the pen to create the envelope. So now we're going into the envelope section. Any day now. Here we go. Okay. Envelope name. This is for you only, so put whatever you want in there to, it's like something for you to see that doesn't even make any sense. So when you have your envelope in DocuSign, it will be labeled and it'll say, okay, in this envelope are the listing documents. And because later on you might do another envelope because you have to do a price change or something, and then you might name it price change. So it'll just tell you what's inside the document, what's inside the envelope, I'm sorry. So I'm going to put listing docs. I'm going to scroll down. So here's all your documents. We don't have to do anything with them. Scroll down. We have Add Recipients to the envelope. Let's click on Add Recipient. I'm going to select Pre-tagged roles. What I am going to do, I'm going to select Seller 1, Seller 2. To the right of Seller 1, I'm going to select Donald. And to the right of Seller 2, I'm going to select Daisy. I'm not going to fill out any of this other stuff. I am going to go down to Listing Agent. Because it's a listing, I'm going to go down to listing agent, and I'm going to select myself. I'm not going to click on all of these because we obviously don't know purchasers. We don't need to fill that out. And we're not the seller's agent. So listing agent, click on add selected. And what that's doing is it's adding us all here. But there's one person who's missing who needs to sign the exclusive right, and that is Miriam. So we need to add her in. And this is a great way. So we're going to click on, add recipient and email address. And this is the same way that you would add additional people. Maybe your clients want a family member to get a copy, or their attorney to get a copy. You would just add the email address, fill out this information, and where it says needs to sign here, you would just click down and click on receives a copy. So that's the way you would do that. If you have to delete any of these, just click on this X over here. So we're going to add Miriam in here because she has to sign that paper. Okay. One more thing here. On the left of the names, you'll see number 1s next to it. So that means once I hit send, the email is going to go to everyone at the same time, and everyone is going to be able to sign the documents at the same time. We do not want that. So we're going to select ourselves as 1. So you as the agent will always be 1. We're going to do Donald as 2. And you could do, in the class, people ask, can I name, do the sellers as 2 and 3, or do them 2 at the same time? You can do that. You can do Donald and Daisy as 2 at the same time. So that means they can sign at this, oops. I forgot, when you change the numbers, it kind of moves around for you. So I'm going to put Daisy as 2 and Donald as 2. And then I'm going to do Miriam as 3. So I want Miriam to sign last. So now it'll put everyone in order. 1, these 2 are 2, and 3. Now, why do we do that? So we want to put ourselves as number 1 first because we have the opportunity to look at the documents again. Maybe we forgot to add something in there. Maybe we left out the commission or something. That gives us the opportunity to look at the papers again when we go to sign it and say, oh, shoot, I forgot a section, and let me not send it. So that way your client's not like, oh, wow, they're just filling out paperwork and they already forgot something. Like, how are they going to sell my property? So it gives you a way to check out your paperwork again. And also, in the final stage, if I were to put in, add something in that I forgot, if everyone got it at the same time, they would not be able to see what I wrote in. So by putting myself as number 1, and when I go to the next stage and fill in that additional points section, what happens is once I sign the documents, because remember, I'm number 1, so I'm going to sign the documents first. So by me adding my signature on there, I am making anything that I added in as extra kind of permanent on the paper. So that is validated by myself. So that in turn will allow Daisy and Donald and Miriam to see what I've added in. If I didn't sign it and we all had to do it at the same time, no one would be able to view it. So make sure you put yourself as 1, them as 2 or 2 and 3, and then Miriam would be the last number. So let's scroll down. Message to all recipients. This is the actual email that your client's going to get. So make sure you don't leave Please DocuSign. They might throw it out and hit the trash button. So I usually like to put the property address and listing docs for signature. This is what I usually put. So that way they see their address and they know it's pertaining to the address and they will open it up. Enter email address. This is where you can put whatever you want. Hi, Donald Daisy, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you have any questions, yada, yada. So whatever you want to tell them, you can write that in here. So that's the body of the email. we're done here with the envelope, and we're going to click on next. So the yellow next. Oh, my battery's dying. Click on next. Let me go grab my... Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. So, there we go. So now what DocuSign does is it pulls all 5 documents into one, so that way we could just keep scrolling through. And then when your clients see it, they will see it as one consecutive document as well. But when you get it back, they will each be signed separately. So you'll have separate files, separate documents. So this is the signature section. On the left side, you'll see everything's yellow. The upper left-hand side, you'll see your name here. If I click this, it will show everyone who has to sign, and everyone has their own color-coded circle. This is just for us adding signature purposes only. So when everyone opens up their own document, they're going to see like a little yellow sticky note of where they need to sign. So they won't see these colors. Any colors we add to these documents, they won't see. They'll just see a yellow sticky of where they need to sign. So this is more for us so that we can visualize, like, did we miss somebody or whatnot. So that's what we have to do. So here we go. This is what we filled out for the, we're with the lead disclosure first. And if we scroll down, we do have to fill out this seller disclosure area because the sellers have to select one from A and one from B. So we're just going to select one of them to fill that out. So I'm just going to select Donald. So make sure you click on Donald. Everything turns blue. And this, what we're going to do now, we're going to add a checkbox. So on the left side, we're going to click on checkbox. Just click it once. Go up to the first section, so A1, and we're going to click. And then it adds like a plus sign. We're going to click on the plus sign. It'll give you a second box, and we're going to click on the second box and drag it down to A2. I'm sorry, A2. Now there's a dotted line around it, and that just means that this is one group. So we want A to have its own group and B to have its own group. So once we have that selected, we're going to go to the right side and we're going to click on validation, and we want to leave it as select at least, and we're going to change the 0 to a 1. So what we're saying is, you know, hey Donald, you're going to have to select at least one of these things. So for this question, they're going to select just one of these answers. So we are done with this group because A only has 2 options. So what I'm going to do is just click to the left of here to unselect it. Now we have to add the checkboxes for group B. So go back on the left, click on checkbox, and we're going to go to B1. And then we're going to click on the plus sign and drag the box down. So this has the next group. So that's why the dotted line is there, because they're grouped together. We're going to go to the right, and we're going to change the 0 to a 1 so that they select at least one. And then I'm just going to click off to the left here to unselect the group. I'm going to scroll down. This is where the purchasers have to initial. And then there is this agent acknowledgement here. So we have to initial it as the agent. So we're not going to leave it as blue, because if we do that, that means Donald is going to do that. We don't want that. We're the agent. So we have to select our name. So we're going to click on our name. And I'm going to grab the initial section. So I'm going to click once, and I'm going to bring it right here. And you see that little line underneath the arrow? That is where you can align it directly with the line, and that means the initials will go right on that line. So it'll look nice on that line. You can put your mouse here and make it bigger or smaller if you wanted to. So bigger or smaller. I'm going to just leave it like that. So here you have seller 1, seller 2. So the colors are coordinated. If I click here, you'll see Donald and Daisy, so they're good here. The date signed, I like to move it over a little bit to the left because when they actually do sign, it kind of goes this way. So we can move it over a little bit. Now we have to add seller's agent. That's us. So we have to sign it as well. So we're already in yellow, so we're going to grab the signature, and I'm going to bring it here. And then you want to make sure you grab a date signed, because if you just leave the signature there, the signature does not have a date stamp. So you want to make sure everything is dated properly. So grab over a date sign. So we're done with the lead disclosure. Now we're going to go down to the COVID. So scroll down. You'll see Donald and Daisy, and they did put his signature and her signature here. But it got rid of my name. So I have to put my name in there. So instead of, you can bring a text box over there, but they do have this named area here. So I'm going to click on name and just put this here. So it's your full name. So it will put your full name here for you. So this looks good. We're going to scroll down. And here is the fair housing. Everything's filled out here properly. Here's their signatures, which are good. The only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to maybe move the date signed over, just because it'll go off the page. So maybe here. Then we're going to scroll down again, and we're going to go to the agency disclosure. Here we go. And here they have sellers here. I'm just going to align them underneath. Go like that, and then date sign. I'm just going to go like this. So you could do it however you want. And obviously, if you have another person that's signing, you could add another signature in here easily. So let's scroll down, and now we're at the exclusive. So here's the date that we put in, the 3/5/21. Make sure there's signature fields here, so it's good, it's there. I'm going to scroll down. Obviously, you would have this filled out from the other stage, but, I left it out for the video. Here's additional points. So I'm going to make pretend, oh, shoot, I forgot to put on or about 3/5. Let me put it in now. So instead of going back, which you could do, I'm just going to grab a text field on the left side. I'm going to grab the text and put it here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out to make it longer so that way it fits. Whenever you add something, add extra text. Or maybe I forgot to put the 5% and I have to type that in. You want to always make sure on the right side, click on read only. Don't forget to do that. So make a note for yourself. If you add a text or add something in, not signatures, because you don't need that to be read only, but anything word-wise or commission-wise, percent-wise, you want to make sure you click read only. Because let's say I forgot to put in the 5%, and then I did the text box and I put in 5% there, and I forgot to check this off. Your client can go and change that number. So we don't want that. So make sure. Note to self. So you could start typing in this add text box on the right, or you could just click in here, hit the space bar, and then start typing. To be on MLS on or about 3/5/2021 when pictures are complete as per seller. So now it's yellow. It's not going bigger? Okay, we'll leave it like that. You see there's a yellow box. When your clients get it, they're not going to see the yellow box. So don't worry about that. They're only going to see the text. So you're good. What I do like to add, whenever I add something like this, I like to put a signature field here. You don't have to put a signature field there, but for me personally, I like to put a signature there so that I know that they actually read this. So I'm going to add a signature there because I'm going to just show you how you would do that, which you probably already know, huh? But we're going to go on left side, I'm going to select Donald. I'm going to grab an initial, put it here, and then I'm going to change it to Daisy, initial, and bring it here. So that way when they go sign, it will instruct them that they have to initial here. So I know that they read my my little blurb here. So we're going to scroll down. Scroll down. You want to make sure there's signatures here, which there are, but in case they're not, here's Donald and Daisy. Here's myself as a listing agent. And you have here listing broker, which is above it. So that's Miriam. So we're going to go to upper left-hand corner, and we're going to select Miriam, grab a signature, and plop it here. And then we want to grab a date signed and put that here. Put that there. So I'm going to move it over. There we go. So now that's good. So we are done with this. So what you could do is you can either click on send, which I'm not going to do because for this video, I don't want all these emails to go out and stuff. So we're not going to click on send, but if you were working with your client, you can click on send, or you can click on this recipient preview. If I click on that, it'll just show me what they will see. So here's what Miriam will see. So this just shows you, if I send it to everyone at the same time, this is everything that Miriam's going to see. So on here, she's not going to see any of this. She's not going to see where I added the check boxes. She's only going to see her portion. So everything is blank. So if I scroll all the way down, she's just going to see where she needs to sign, and that's it. I'm going to change it to Donald. So when they get it, they're going to open it up and they'll see this little yellow sticky and it says start. All they do is click on the start and it'll drop down. So see, it says required. Oh, it said it, required. Select at least one field. So they will have to select one field. And then they can do that and do that and do that and go down. So every time they click on it, it will bring them to where they have to sign. So you can do that and see what everything looks like. The middle, upper middle shows you what desktop view is, tablet view, and mobile view. You can check that out if you wanted to. So we're going to click on this X in the upper right hand corner to go back. And then you would click on send. So now I'm going to go back to the command tab and I'm going to make pretend that, hey, they signed everything. So by the way, when you send, when you click on send, because you put yourself down as first, you will get an email, and also on the screen it will say that you need to sign, waiting for your signature. Do you want to sign now? So you click on it and you can sign your document right then and there as soon as you hit send. So you sign it, and as soon as you finish signing, it will send it to Donald and Daisy. You will get an email that says they viewed it. It will not say that they signed it. It will just say that they viewed it. You will get an email that says completed, that the room has been completed or a signature has been completed or something when Miriam signs. So she's the final signer. So once she signs, you will get an email that says it's completed. So you'll only get the viewed once Donald and Daisy check it out. So just make a note of that. So now we're back. Let's make pretend I'm going to go back to home just to show you. So maybe I had to log back into command and I'm like, oh good, I got the, my documents signed, they came back. Now I got to go back into command and I have to put that stuff up. So I'm going to click on the red square and I'm going to go to opportunities and I'm going to go to cultivate because that's where they are. And maybe, you know what, I'm going to move them into active. So I'm going to slide them over to active. Now they disappeared. I'm going to click on active because that's where they are. And we're at the staging phase. We're not showing it yet. You can move them around if you want during these different stages, or you can leave them. So I'm going to click it to open it. I'm going to go into documents. Now you don't ever have to go back into DocuSign to get the documents. You only have to go there if you're doing another form for them to sign. So here's the documents. I'm going to pull up the first one just to show you. So COVID disclosure. I'm going to go to the right, click on add a file. And manual obviously is if you're pulling it from your computer, but I'm going to click on DocuSign because I want to see the documents from DocuSign. It will pull in everything that you had in your room here. Now, if this were actually that we did actually get them signed, you will see 2 of each document. So you would see COVID disclosure, and then you would see COVID disclosure signed. So you have to upload the ones that say signed to the office. So it'll have the original and then the signed one. So always add in the signed. I'm just going to pull the COVID disclosure just to show you, even though it doesn't say signed. And I'm going to click on assign. So it pulls in the document here, and you can always click on the document here, the document name, and it will pull it up for you so you can check it out. Oh yeah, this looks good. It gives you the option on the right. You can print it or you can download it to your computer if you want. I'm going to click on the X. And also to the right of the document name, you can click on it, and maybe that's, oh shoot, I uploaded the wrong one. You can click on remove and then re-add a file. And then you can also print it from here. So you want to do the same thing. So here's the exclusive right to sell. I'm going to click add file, DocuSign, and then I'm going to click on exclusive right to sell and assign. So you do that for every document that you need. It will say open here, but when you submit it, it will say submitted. And next to each document, it will say submitted here. And then if there's an issue with the document and Miriam sends it back, you will get a notification on this bell over here, upper right-hand corner. And also this will say, I think, returned. And then there will be a little note. Miriam will tell you what is required or what's needed or what's wrong. So just keep in mind, when you have all the documents and you're ready to hit submit, before you do that, you want to go over here, right here, where it says add a comment. We want to click on that because the way the way command is right now, if you upload your documents to the office, Miriam is not going to know that you submitted it. So she doesn't get any notification. So you want to make sure she gets a notification. So we're going to click in where it says enter your message here. And we're going to click on the @ sign. So it's this symbol right here, the @ sign, which is shift and number 2. Oh, not multiple times. But when you do that, it pops up a bunch of people you can message, like send it directly. So I'm going to select Miriam. So, I might tell her listing, new listing, 3 Duck Lane, listing documents. And I would click on add a reply. I'm not going to do that now, otherwise Miriam's going to get a notification at almost midnight. She's going to kill me. So you want to do that. And, or, you want to make sure you tell her that you submitted a document. And do that for every time you submit your stuff. You don't want to submit one document at a time. You want to make sure you have all of the documents uploaded and then hit submit. But you want to make sure you add a comment. This thing on the left side that says add item, this is if you want to add another document in here. So maybe if you scroll down, I think there's status change form here. It only gives you 1. So maybe you did 5 price reductions, and you can go here, add an item, and you can add an additional status change form and upload it here. So I'm just going to remove these. And then you just hit submit to MC. So after you do that, after you're under contract and everything, as soon as you go in under contract and you've submitted all the paperwork, you definitely want to go into this offer section. So click on offers and commission. Now, you may have gone in here or you may go in here before going under contract, if you plan on using this for multiple offers. So this is a great way to keep track of multiple offers because you'll have everything in one place. And what it does is it allows you to select all the offers that you have on the table and generate an offer comparison report. So it'll give everyone, your clients, like a spreadsheet with columns of each different offer so that they can compare it. It's pretty cool. It keeps you organized, and also your clients appreciate it because when you're calling them for an offer or you're meeting them with an offer, they're probably scribbling it down on a piece of paper and they're trying to remember, or you may email it to them, and so this is a great way for you to keep track of your offers. If you do not use it for multiple offers, or maybe you only got one offer, the only thing you have to definitely put in here in order to do your commission is the accepted offer. So you want to make sure the only other thing you have to put in is the accepted offer if you do not use it for multiple offers. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Add New Offer. And since I'm going to use this as the accepted offer, I'm going to change this to accepted offer. And then I'm going to click Create Offer. So here's the version name, the offer date, you fill that in, the closing date, fill that in, click on parties. You do have to put in the buyer's name. Oops, I'm going to put in Mickey Mouse. You can put he has a pre-approval, and the associate's name, that's the other agent's name. So I'm just going to put Miriam here. So you can fill out other information if you want, even if you have it, and we're going to click on terms. Cash is how much are they putting down, or cash offer will be all cash. So we're going to put down, they're going to put down $120,000, and as I start typing, it's going to automatically calculate the sales price. So this is how much they're putting down, and the finance amount is the mortgage. So I'm going to put in $480,000. So we're getting $600,000 as a sale price. The rest of this stuff you don't need, does not apply to us, and we're going to click on Agent Analysis. If you're just using this for your final offer to get your commission, so you can access the commission section, you don't have to fill this out. This is basically for multiple offers, or if you are planning on emailing it to them just for one offer, you could fill this out. So agent analysis, a pro might be they're putting 50% down, or maybe they don't have a house to sell. A con, they do have a house to sell, or maybe they can't close until school's out or whatever. And then you can put a little summary here, so when your clients get the report, they have your little take on it, what's good about it, what's bad about it, your thoughts on it. So for now I'm going to leave it empty because we're not really using it for that, and then I'm going to click on Save. So here's your offer. If I were to have multiple offers, it would be another one under here and then one underneath. So it would be in row format. Here it tells you the agent's name and the client's name and the whole offer, how much they're putting down, and all the terms. So we have to either accept or reject it. So we're going to accept it. So once we click on accept, you're going to see it says manage commissions now. So you always have to accept the offer, otherwise you can't get into this manage commission area. So let's click on manage commission, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on, what do you call it? We're going to click on here where it says edit general information. You see it says contract date, and it's red. On the right side will show you if there's any errors or if there's any missing information, you'll get this little notification here. So we're going to edit general information, and the only thing we have to put in is a contract date. So I'm going to click on that. I'm just going to put any date and click Save Changes. I definitely suggest just make sure your commission is calculated correctly, because it is a computer and it is command, and maybe when they're updating things, things can go wrong. Then you have your commission here. Here's all your kids care, bold scholarships. If you want to give a commission, a donation, you would click on edit agent payment. And then maybe I want to put $10 for KW Care. So I'm going to do that. And then we click Save Changes. And here is where you put in extra payment options. So any referrals, bonuses, concessions, you would put here. So let's click on Save Changes. And what it does is on the right side, it's kind of like your pay stub. And it'll show what the total commission is. So the gross commission, what's being paid to the office. So the office is going to get $54.10. And it's broken up into the royalty, the commission, and the KW Cares donation. And then payable to the agent, that is how much your check is going to be. There's this little add note here that you can click on, and you can add a personal note. So maybe now with COVID, the checks are going, maybe the lawyer is mailing the check to the office. You can put a little note there, check being mailed to the office, blah, 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 whatever you want to put there. You want to just say hello and click Save Changes, and your note will be there. And then you're just going to click on the Submit. Once you submit, you're good. Make sure you submit your commission once you go into contract. You want to make sure that's very important once you go into contract. So here, contract, as soon as you start uploading this, you want to make sure you go into your offers and commission and submit it. That way you have a smooth transaction on your side. I forgot to tell you, on the left side here, there is a custom folders. So you can create a new custom folder. So maybe I want to put building department docs. Create folder. I can add all their building department paperwork here if I wanted to. So it's a great way. If you don't want to save it to your computer, you could put it up, put it in here. So that's pretty much it. And then what you do is once you go closed, you'd move it into under contract when you go under contract. And then when you close it, you'll go into closed. Let's do under contract. So I'm going to show you now. I don't know if you did this with me, just in case you did do this with me. I'm going to show you how to archive this opportunity for the duck so it doesn't mess up your numbers, because it would get counted in with your potential numbers. So we're going to archive this, and also we're going to get rid of the duck, so I'll show you how to do that also. So at this stage here, you're going to click on the right. Well, let me go back because you might not be at this screen. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on opportunities. And then I think they're in active. And then this is their little card. So click on the three dots to the right and you click on archive opportunity. And click archive. And it's gone. So now I'm going to show you where it went. So we're going to click on your name. Click on settings. And then on the left side, we're going to click on Command Settings, and then Opportunity Settings, and then Opportunity Archive. And you'll see I have a lot of ducks here. And your opportunity will go here. You only have the option to restore it. So maybe you're working with someone. Maybe you created an opportunity for Donald and Daisy, and they wanted to sell it, and they changed their mind. So you'll archive the opportunity and it'll go here. But then maybe a week later, they're like, you know what? We decided we want to put it back on the market. You can come in here and restore the opportunity so you don't have to create a new one. You could just, you could just restore it. The other thing we want to do is let's delete the ducks. So left side, I'm going to go to contacts. And I'm just going to do a quick search because I don't want to search through my database. I'm going to type in duck. Here they are. I'm going to click on this box to the left of the word name to select both of them. And then right here it says select bulk action. I'll click on that. And then I'm going to click on archive. And then archive again. and they're gone. So where'd they go? I want to delete them permanently. So we only archive them. They're not gone from our database at all. So click on your name, go to settings. On the left side, command settings and contacts, and then contact archive. I have some people here. I'm just going to select duck. Yours may just show up already. And you can click on this square and then click delete selected permanently. Or you can just click on the garbage pail here. And you can restore also. So I'm just going to get rid of the ducks from my database. So you're good. We got rid of the ducks. We got rid of the opportunity. We created the opportunity. This, if you still have it open, the DocuSign, I'm just going to exit out. And that's pretty much it. You're good to go. So hopefully this video is good for you and you can learn how to do your opportunity and send out documents through DocuSign. It may seem a little confusing at first, but the more you do it, the easier it will get, I promise. And you'll be like, wow, this is really easy. And also the same thing with command. It may seem a little confusing at first, but the more you do it and the more you practice with it, you'll see it is a great system and it does get easier to do and you'll find it very helpful with your business. So have a good night and I'll see you in the office, I hope. Good night.